What's going on, everybody? Today we're back doing a little bit more work to the Gladiator. Just like when I was building the Hummer out, this thing is going to be kind of my command center for my photography workshop. So we need a little bit more space. From the factory, it's pretty capable. There's a lot of power, there's a lot of great storage, but it's still a small short bed truck. And today we're installing the Goose gear rear seat delete. I think I want to keep the one little seat in the back. Occasionally I have like a single friend that might come with me, but more often than not, I'm sitting in the vehicle and right now he's like, look at that, Tony. So we're only doing 60%, and so we're going to be deleting the passenger like side and a half. Here we are, we're going to install that today, and let's jump into it. So these things came really well packaged. I love the branding on the box. Quite a bit of an added expense that nobody has to do.
So you know what you're getting when you take it off someone's doorstep.
That's a good point. That's the back wall. And look at the finish. Look at that. All right, you don't need a lot of tools for this at all. A 10 mil, a T25 E14 for the seat brackets, 4mm and 8mm Allen. And if you're doing the rear seat delete, we're gonna have to drill a couple holes. So we need to have some drill bits, and we will probably need the impact to get the seat bolts out because they have a little Loctite on them. Step one is to remove our factory plastic tray. We are gonna pull that out, but I think I would like to keep it underneath this passenger seat, the one we're gonna leave in here. We're gonna set that guy down, get a Sharpie and mark. Once all this is in, I'll cut this a little bit long, see where it's at, just because I think I'd like to keep a little space. Now from underneath the seat, where your seat belts are, you're gonna have two little T25 bolts, and those are just barely in there, so you can just use a hand tool to pull those out.
I wish I had an impact though.
Right above that plastic panel you just took off, there's gonna be two M10 bolts. So that E14 is for the factory seat bolt. You're gonna have 4 here and then 2 on each side. And even though we're only doing the 60% delete, we are also installing that back wall. And so we're gonna go ahead and pull all, I guess technically both seats out. Pop that off. Up. Okay, so now it's time to pull the back wall. If you have the tech package, you're gonna have a big subwoofer right here. Even though it's a Mojave, I still got kind of a stripped down model, and this is gonna be exploring rigs. The first thing we have to do, get this liner out of here. It looks like we got a bunch of 10 mils. In the Goose gear instructions, it does say that this pops off independently. Give this a little pull, and see all these just have your standard push tabs. And you're really stuck on the bolt there. And it comes out. Here is our back wall. We have 2 sets of brackets, one for the top and one for the bottom. These are already threaded. I'm gonna set these into their homes. And the other one here, using the supplied Allens, send those home, snug that in, and then we're gonna set it in the back of the truck. That way we can mark holes for our rivet nuts that we're gonna install next. So here's that rear wall assembled. Let me show you these brackets one more time. One at the top and one at the bottom. They're already threaded. Just use your 4mm Allen. Get those things snug on there. We're gonna mount this into the back. What we're going to do now is we're gonna send a couple of these bolts and hold it back there. Then we're gonna mark our holes for the rivet nuts. Bro, that is enough fucking B-roll, dog. I don't need my editors fucking going 10 hours. I'll just dumb shit. Open the door and help. Step before we drill the holes for the rivet nuts, we need to snug this in place so we can mark those holes. So you want to find your bag with the supplied hardware. There's going to be 4 more Allen head bolts. We're going to send these in these 4 holes there. There's factory threads in the firewall that we're going to attach these with. Okay, so we had some technical difficulties. I couldn't quite get these things to line up the first time. It's on there, and so now we have 2 areas where we have to drill some holes for some rivet nuts. I already have the drill out, and so I'm just gonna send this in here. Just kind of scratch around. That way we have a really good idea about where this is at. Get it marked, double check looks really good. So we're gonna pull this back off. So now that we have our marks, and you can see I drilled in a little bit here. We need to drill this out to 11-30 seconds so we can send our rivet nut. Drill the pilot hole first. So for the rivet nuts, we need a 11-30 second pull. Make sure you drill your pilot holes first. See, we don't have much more to drill out right here. We could go a little bit more, but it should just go in there and we should be good to go. So they do supply you a rivet nut tool. This is pretty simple, very easy way to do it, but it is better if you have an actual nutsert tool. Now that the hole's drilled out, I have our M6 chuck on here. Make sure that that's totally flush with the wall and squeeze. And that's gonna lock that rivet nut in there. Make sure it's all the way in. And then you can unscrew that out of the wall. And then your nut's gonna go right in. It's gonna hold it. Rivet nuts in, 4 bolts, send those guys in. The back wall is done. That's probably the hardest part of the whole install because all the seats have to come out and you have to drill the holes. The rest of this stuff literally just bolts together. It's super straightforward, so good to go. So now that we have that back wall in the Jeep, assembling the actual delete, super simple. You have this extruded channel for 3 pieces, just slide in and out of these. I'm gonna loosen these bolts, get these little washers straight, and then they'll slide in. So just reference your instructions. There's only 3 sides. You're not Blake. It's really simple.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Bro, that is enough fucking B-roll, dog. I don't need my editors fucking going 10 hours of just dumb shit. Open the... We assembled everything outside of the truck, loosened the channels a little bit, and these have to be pretty loose to slide in here, but it's a great system. Now we're gonna throw it in the truck and see how it fits. So we just bolted everything together and set it in here and boom, it's actually perfect. Once this is in here, you're going to have to adjust your side panels a little bit so it fits just right. And then here are our bolts. These are going to go in the same holes that the seat bolts were in originally. But when you're doing this, again, you don't even need the instructions. You can tell that this is probably gonna go underneath there. So we're gonna pop this up, set those in place, send our bolts, tighten all of this up, make sure it fits nice and flush. And then other than putting our seat back, it's done.
We did it! We did it! Look at that! That looks like what you would buy from the store. Look at all the storage space.
And there it is.
So many activities.
Great. And there it is. This looks fantastic. I knew I liked it in the photos and on the social media stuff, but in person, it's really nice. The finish is a beautiful color and the texture is not so rough that it's going to hurt. It's not like grip tape or sandpaper. It's definitely going to keep things in place and help prevent them from sliding around. So impressed with how well built this entire kit is. It looks like it should have came with the vehicle. The seats come all the way back, they lean back. We also get a lot of storage. This is the lower platform, and even then, probably a foot of space right here. And there's quite a bit of room underneath as well. We also have that space back here now. That's incredibly useful. The look and feel, everything about it. This stuff is strong, but still lightweight. There's also quite a few holes pre-drilled with threads, so you can mount some accessories. I am so happy that this is the kit that I went with. A lot of other options on the market, from doing it yourself to going with other brands, and I went with this one because I liked the look and feel from the photos online. There's some other good looking options. I thought this one matched the aesthetic of the entire vehicle just a little better than the other ones. Going to get so much use out of it. Since it is made of birch, it's going to be very strong, but I can also drill into it and modify it if I want to put some power outlets, some USB ports, anything at all. Just a good solution. Shout out to the guys at Goose here. This is such an awesome product. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. We had a really good time putting this thing in. It's incredibly simple and straightforward. So thanks for watching the video and making it this far, and we'll see you in the next one.